start with questions for sophomore linebacker Zaire Franklin. Please raise your hand and we'll bring a microphone to you. Mark in the back.
Zaire, can you talk about the emotional toll this on you guys the last 2 weeks?
Really just, it's tough. I'm not gonna lie to you. Just, last 4 weeks, being in a position to win a game, and, just not being able to find that play. I feel like we're close, I feel like, the game's always there. The game's always in reach. We just got to learn how to win these type of games.
Zaire, with you as a leader, how do you kind of put this one away leadership-wise as a captain on the team? What are you saying to the guys, and how are you going to handle this week moving forward?
I feel as though, when I talk to the team, it's just letting them know that, it's not like we're being dominated, out there. I could see if we were losing every game by 2 touchdowns or, you know what I mean? So it's not like we're being outplayed and we're just not as talented. We got ballers out there, Ron, Cordy, Paris, the way those guys have been playing, they've been playing just as well as anybody else in the ACC at their respective positions. We just got to be able to find that play, when we need it most. And I think we just got to keep pushing. It just starts the way we practice, the way we train, the way we prepare. Just being able to get that one play that, that decides between winning and losing.
Ball in the front.
On the targeting play, I guess what kind of goes through your mind when, first find out about the penalty and then after the review when you can just keep playing?
Well, to be honest, I was terrified. I didn't. When you play, you don't even think about it. You just like, oh man, I was excited. I made a good play. Then I see the flag and I couldn't. The dome was going so crazy. I couldn't even hear what he was saying. So I was asking people what was the flag on? I thought it was a holding or something. And when I seen it, it was on me. And I could possibly get kicked out of the game. I'd have been crushed if I'd have got kicked out of the game on that type of play. But thankfully the officials made a good call.
Zaire, on that last drive, they were running so many plays and they had so many third down opportunities. What did you see as maybe the biggest reason why you guys couldn't make that one stop?
I would just say, first and foremost, I feel like we got to just play better. Especially in the crunch time, things like that. Like I said before, we need to step up and make that play. And, give credit to Pitt also. They made a lot of adjustments to the things that we were doing to slow them down in the running game in the first half and through the third quarter. And in the fourth quarter, they made their adjustments and, it ended up being the deciding factor.
Time for 2 more questions. Joe on the left.
Hey, Zaire. Antoine made an incredible play on that third down before the fake punt.
Yeah.
In general, I thought you guys did a good job against Boyd. What was the game plan going in? You got an All-American receiver. And what do you think of Cordy's performance today?
Well, we knew we had, one of the best receivers in the ACC coming in, and we knew, he was I think he's the most targeted receiver in the country, if I'm not mistaken. So, we put our best defensive player on him in Cordy, and I think Cordy did a good job for the most part. I think Pitt does a lot of things, they kind of hide him really well, so he get out in space and use his speed and athleticism to, get yards after the catch. So, credit to Pitt for, the things they do to kind of get him free. But I think overall, whenever Cordy was on him, I think Cordy did a really good job.
Last question for Zaire.
Zaire, it's been a while now since you guys have won a game. So mentally, where would you say the team's at moving forward?
I think we're, disappointed, that the games keep ending this way. But, we're not defeated and we're not panicking because, like I said before, we understand the situation we're in. We're not naive. We understand what's going on. And we know that we're close, We know that, tip ball here or there or, different type of coverage on a 3rd and 26 against UVA, we win that in overtime. We're off the field. We know, just maybe a guy gets over a couple inches on his gap out like an hour ago and we get off the field on a 3rd and 1. It's just like the really little things. And I feel like as a team, as a defense and as an offense, we just got to push ourselves even further. We're really young and I feel like these are the type of situations that we got to learn to win.
Thank you, Zaire.
No problem.
We'll take questions for wide receiver Steve Ishmael. Please raise your hand. We'll bring a microphone to you. Mike House in the front.
Steve, a big day for you today. What was the key to your success? Did you kind of know going into it based on what you saw in film you'd be able to have such a big game? And what did you think the key was as you were going through it?
Just the preparation before the game. This week I stayed in, did a couple of extra work and stuff like that. So I was pretty confident coming in with the technique that I was going against the corner, and I was feeling confident and, perform.
Next question from Paul in the front.
I think there was a play earlier in the game. You kind of jumped almost on top of the guy, and made that big catch. Could you just maybe walk me through that play?
It was a 2-minute drill. We was just trying to get as much yards as possible, and when the ball was up in the air. I had to jump at the highest point, but I didn't get in the end zone after that play. But we were just trying to hurry up and get to the end zone.
Mark in the back.
Steve, back here, you guys have been so close the last 2 weeks and it's gone the other way. So what kind of cumulative effect does that have on you guys?
It's stressful. It's really stressful. Last week we had Virginia. We went into triple overtime in that game. This game we had this game, but we didn't pull it out. It's just really stressful. It's bearing down on us. A couple of people were crying in the locker room and stuff like that. So I know that it's really stressful for us, but we just thankful to play this game football. Thank God for just allowing us to be healthy and have the opportunity to go out there and play. Thank God that we have another opportunity to go out there and play another ACC opponent next week. So, the season is not over. We still have a couple of more games and still have a chance to make it to a bowl game. So we're just going to focus on moving forward from here.
Any other questions for Steve? Paul in the front.
As the game's going on, and you see you're having a pretty productive day, a career high. Do you kind of get in a rhythm? You kind of feel like you're in a zone?
Yeah, I'm confident. I'm confident every week. As I said, I just thank God for just allowing me to be healthy and just go out there and perform at the best of my abilities. But we didn't pull it out. So the stats and everything don't matter. At the end of the day, we didn't win. So that's what I'm really focused on. I really wanted to win this game, but it's really stressful that we didn't pull it out.
Final question for Steve. Mark in the back.
Can you talk about how you personally build on this game? It seems like we've kind of been waiting for a breakout game, and how important is it to you to keep it going?
It's very important, especially with the momentum that we, the hypeness that we had coming into this game. We was really focused and stuff like that. We really wanted to pull out the W, but the team is really hype right now. We're down, but every time when we lose and we go back in the locker room, come back to practice, we always come back with the positive energy. Never try to stay down. We always try to just move forward. So I feel like even though we lost, things happen for a reason. And this team is really strong. Coach Schaaf preach it all the time that this team is really strong. He sees a lot in us. So we got a big opponent next week, but we feel like we're just gonna go in there next week and play our butts off.
All right. Thank you, Steve.
Thank you.
Take questions for quarterback Eric Dungey. Please raise your hand and we'll bring a microphone to you. Bud in the front.
Yeah, Eric, would you run us through the play where you were knocked to the ground and carried up, walked off the field, went to the locker room, the whole bit?
Yeah,
and importantly, were you knocked unconscious there or not?
No, I took a pretty big hit, so I just laid there, and then I was good. I popped up. They just wanted to take me in and evaluated me for upper body injury, but I was cleared to play, so I was just grateful to be back out there.
So when you were laying there, not that you were literally like no motion whatsoever, you didn't look like a normal guy, like a normal tackle football player. You looked like you were sort of out.
Yeah, no, just kind of had to take a second and make sure everything was working. So I'm just happy. I'm okay, and that's the big thing that matters.
Eric, when Pittsburgh is going through their final drive and you guys are on the field, and especially on that punt that they were able to convert, the fake punt, what's going through your mind and the guys on the offense as you're watching that happen?
I mean, we just want to, we want to get out there and, be able to score. They did a great job of, draining all the clock. So it's frustrating, when you can't do anything about it. Our defense, they played well all game. So, it's it's frustrating. You're sitting on the bench and you can't do anything about it. So it's frustrating.
Mark in the back, and then Nico.
Back here, Eric. Last 2 weeks, obviously you guys have been right there. So how frustrating is that?
Yeah, I mean, want to win every game. I hate losing. So want to go out there and win every game. We've been close. I mean, this team's great. I love them. I love being around these guys. So we're right there. We just got to keep working hard and improve it every day. We'll get better. So I'm just looking forward to the next game with these guys and and my whole career with these guys.
Back here. Similar question, but in the sense that, a lot of things did go right today. Obviously, it went down to the last play. Do you feel like you guys are on the verge of breaking out and putting it all together?
Yeah, I mean, it starts with me. I got to make good decisions and, be smart with the ball. Because we got a great, Steve, Briz, Irv, we got playmakers all around. So as long as I can get the ball in their hands and, be able to read and decipher coverages, it slows the game down and makes it easier, and we get a lot more success. So.
Mike in the front, and then Paul.
Eric, walk me through the 2 interceptions. How much of it was maybe a bad throw versus the wrong read? What did you see?
Yeah, I mean, 2 plays. Those are really just the ones that it's gonna hard to fall asleep tonight. Those are my bad. On one, just really did not see the backer and errant throw over the middle, and then to Irv, I just tried to fit it in the gap, but him and I weren't on the same page. So.
Time for 2 more questions. Paul in the front, and then Marcus.
How much does it help you as a quarterback, when Steve is in his zone the way he was? Do you kind of notice that as the game's going on? Say,
yeah,
get on the ball?
Steve's a great guy. Him and I have a lot of chemistry, so I got a lot of confidence in him, and he's a baller. So he'll go up and get a ball, and I mean I got confidence in everybody.
Marcus.
3 points in the second half after scoring 17 in the first half. What was Pitt doing differently that allowed them to have more success defensively?
It was we were stopping ourselves. I personally believe. I felt confident out there. It was just a couple plays here and there. Bad decisions on my part, and those 2 cost 2 interceptions. So it's frustrating. I take the full blame for it.
Last question, Bud.
And then, Eric, just going back to what I brought up before. You said you went into halftime and they checked you out. What did they do? And also, just one more, 2-part. Were you aware that when you went down, there was kind of a hush in the building, that there was kind of an uh-oh sort of moment there in the crowd?
They just took me in. I really don't know. I was telling them I'm good. They just were being safe and did upper body injuries. I don't even know. I just play football. I'm not the trainer, so. Machine? No. I had a trainer in there, but other than that, and then I didn't really realize the hush in the crowd. I just really wanted to get back out there, so.